Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Dr. Mata. I pray that each of us is in good condition at this moment. And I hope that each and every one of us has a clear mind and enough confidence to present our presentation this day. And we are the Group 8 from BL3A, and we are here to present to you our action research proposal with the title Using Literary Text Card in Enhancing the Pupils' Reading Comprehension Skills. So before we start our presentation, let me first introduce myself. I am Miss Rosemin Luna, the leader of this group. So without further ado, allow me to introduce to you the content of our presentation today. The introduction of our study with the statement of the problem and its hypothesis will be discussed by Mr. Brando Apostol. And the conceptual framework with the significance of the study and its scope and limitation will be explained by Ms. Laika Gutierrez. And our definition of terms and the types of research will be elaborated by Ms. Charmaine de la Cruz. And for the respondent's sampling method and other proposed intervention will be discussed by Ms. Mary Rose de la Cruz. The work plan, data collection procedure, and the data analysis of the proposed action research will be elaborated by Ms. Rosemary Cruz. And lastly, I will present to you the instruments that will be used in this study. Let us now call Mr. Brando Apostol for the introduction of our study, statement of the problem, and its hypothesis.
Background of the study. This study aims to benefit the grade 4 students in San Jose Elementary School to have a better reading comprehension skills in reading a story. The literary text card strategy will be used as an intervention to enhance students' reading comprehension skills in reading a story. The study aims to develop the student high-order thinking skills in reading a story. The goal of a literary text card is to catch the attention and interest of the students to enhance their reading comprehension skills. The LTC is convenient for both teachers and students and can be used through modular lesson or online discussion. The literary text card intends the student to learn not just in reading but to improve their comprehension skills and vocabulary development. The researchers believe that this research will contribute to the learning and teaching principles of the teachers, school administrators, parents, and students. The purpose also of this study is to find if the use of literary text card during pandemic will effectively cause a good learning outcome in improving grade 4 students' reading comprehension. Statement of the problem. The general problem was specified below. Number 1. How may the reading proficiency level of grade 4 pupils be described in terms of silent reading and oral reading? Number 2. Is there a significant difference in the reading proficiency level of the grade 4 pupils before and after using literary text card? And number 3. How may the factors affecting the reading ability of grade 4 pupils be described in terms of level of confidence, frustration, and experience? Hypothesis. There is no significant effect of using literary text card strategy in enhancing the comprehension skills of grade 4 pupils. There is a significant effect of using literary text card strategy in enhancing the comprehension skills of grade 4 pupils.
Thank you, Mr. Apostol. And now to discuss the conceptual framework, significance of the study, and its scope and limitation, let me call Ms. Laika Gutierrez.
Conceptual framework. In this section, this will show the conceptual paradigm to present the figure of the study. First of all, conceptual paradigm is a diagrammatic presentation used to visually summarize the whole study. As you can see, our conceptual framework have an input, process, and output because it is the best framework to use especially that our research need an intervention. And IPO, or the Input Process Output Conceptual Framework, is relevant one to use. In input, we indicated our needed materials such as literary text, vocabulary words, and task questions. In process, we put the intervention that we will be going to use to achieve the output, which is by using literary text cards. And lastly, in output, we indicated the expected outcomes of our study, and those are to improve grade 4 pupils' comprehension in reading a story and increase pupils' vocabulary development. Significance of the study. This study will be undertaken to find out, determine, and to measure the effectiveness of literary text card strategy when it comes in enhancing reading comprehension skills of grade 4 students in San Jose Elementary School. This study will benefit the following. Pupils. This study will give pupils insight on how they will improve their reading comprehension skills. Teachers. This study will be beneficial to the teachers in acquiring strategy by means of implementing the program on how they are going to improve the pupils' reading comprehension skills at the same time. Parents. This study will give parents valuable information on how they are going to impart knowledge and skills to their children. School. This study will help school in pursuing one of their visions to the pupils to achieve academic performance through developed reading comprehension skills. School administrators. This study will give school administrators valuable information in encouraging their teachers to adopt the LTC program, which could uplift the learning style and achievements of their pupils. And lastly, the future researcher. This may be used by the researcher for their future as a guide and material in conducting action research related to this study. They will gain new information and ideas, and it will be a way to improve their study. Scope and limitation. The researchers want to know the effectiveness of intervention called literary text card in the reading comprehension of students in terms of pronouncing words and its meaning, and also to know the works of arts through presenting stories that can identify its elements. By presenting activities that contain some story in literary works, the student will answer questions that was related to the story that they need to read. This study will be conducted in San Jose Elementary School, located in San Jose, San Miguel, Bulacan, and the participants are the students in the grade 4 level. This will be conducted in August, first quarter of the school year 2020-2021.
Thank you, Ms. Gutierrez. And now for the definition of terms and the types of research, let us call Ms. Charmaine de la Cruz.
Definition of terms. These terms are used in the study. The first one is the concept. It is the idea or intervention that helps student in a particular area. The elements. It is a part of story that used in implementing activities in the proposed intervention. The third one is enhance. It means to increase or improve the skills of every student in a certain subject. The innovation. It is the implementation of ideas that result to newly improved intervention. Intervention. A plan used to enhance student skills in a particular area. The next one is the learning outcomes. It describes the knowledge and skills of students that should be obtained in the end. The literary text card. It means the intervention used to enhance the reading comprehension of the students. The pre-reading activities. It is one of the methods used in showing activities that use in the intervention. The pronunciation, it means it is a way which a word is properly pronounced in a text. The reading ability, it is a skill acquired through reading literary texts, such as the comprehension and fluency. The reading comprehension, it means difficult and challenging complex behavior that the student encounter. The skills, it means the ability that enables student to do well in something. Strategy, it is a plan to achieve the overall aim of the action research. The terms, a word or phrase used to express a concept. The last one is the vocabulary. It means one of the factors that need to test when it comes to a particular language. Now, let's move on to the methodology. In methodology, it is usually used the method. The number one is the types of research. This action research will use pre-experimental research to determine if there will be an improvement in pupils' reading comprehension. The pre-experimental design are research schemes in which a subject or a group is observed after a treatment has been applied in order to test whether the treatment has an effect of change. The particular design used under the pre-experimental is called one group pre-test and post-test design, in which it has no control group and the treatment was implemented before and after the test.
Thank you, Ms. De La Cruz. And to elaborate the respondent's sampling method and our proposed intervention, let me call Ms. Mary Rose De La Cruz.
Who are the respondents of this research? Respondents. The respondents of this research are those grade 4 pupils in San Jose Elementary School who have difficulties in reading with comprehension based on the gathered information of the researchers. Sampling methods. The pupils of grade 4 section 3 in San Jose Elementary School were selected to undergo pre-experimental research. In this study, the researchers will use mixed method which are used with both qualitative and quantitative research techniques. Proposed innovation intervention strategy. The researchers intend to use the literary text card in enhancing reading comprehension skills of grade 4 pupils in San Jose Elementary School. The literary text card of provide literary works that include words with same pronunciation, different meanings, and task card question. The literary text card will be conducted within 5 weeks to the experimental group who have difficulty in reading comprehension. Literary text card is a card which consists of literary works that includes words with same pronunciation, different meanings, and task card question activity that will help pupils to improve their reading comprehension skills and vocabulary development. Skills and vocabulary development. This intervention is anchored with schema theory, which describes in detail how the background knowledge of the learner interacts with the reading text and illustrate how a student's knowledge and previous experiences with the world is crucial to deciphering a text. The ability to use this schemata or background knowledge play a fundamental role in one's trial to comprehend a text. Perdede, 2008.
Thank you, Ms. De La Cruz. And now, to discuss the work plan of our proposed action research, let us call Ms. Rosemary Cruz.
Work plan. Here are the step-by-step procedure to conduct the study. The first objective is to orient the pupil participants with their parents in conducting the study. The researcher will be conducting orientation to pupil participants with their parents on the first week of August 2021. The expected outcome from this is the participants are well informed on how the study will be conducted. And the second objective is to know the level of reading proficiency of the pupil participants through administering of free tests for oral reading, silent reading, and reading proficiency on the second week of August 2021, and the expected outcome is administered free tests for oral reading, silent reading, and reading proficiency. The third objective is to describe the factors affecting the pupil's reading ability through administering of survey questionnaire for pupils on the second week of August 2021 for 30 minutes, and the expected outcome from the person involved is administered survey questionnaire for pupils. And the fourth objective is to implement the proposed strategy, which is the LTC, literary text cards, which consists of literary text, vocabulary words with the same pronunciation but with different meanings, task questions about the elements of literary text, which design in a graphic organizers or mind mapping, on 3rd week of August to 1st week of September 2021 for 1 week and up. The expected outcome from the participants are increased vocabulary development and improved reading comprehension skills. The last objective is to know the level of reading comprehension of the pupil participants. The researcher will administering a post-test for oral reading, silent reading, and reading proficiency on the 2nd week of September 2021. It takes 1 hour and up. The expected outcome from this is administered post-test for oral reading, silent reading, and reading proficiency.
Thank you, Miss Cruz. And now let me present to you the instruments that we will use in this study. For the instrument of research question number 1, we propose to administer a pre-test to the pupils, which consists of oral reading test, reading proficiency test, and silent reading test. We intend to use this to measure the comprehension level of the grade 4 pupils. So the statistical tools that we will use with the pre-test is the tally sheet with the computation of results of Phil Erie. As you can see, we have here the sample content and format of the pretest that we will be using for this study. It consists of oral reading, silent reading, and reading proficiency test. So this will be administered to the pupils, of course. And for the statistical tools, we have here the exact format of the tally sheets that we will use. So as you can see here, the table 1, summary of miscues. And I also include here the formula for the computation of the oral reading scores. Next is the computation of pupils' comprehension level. So we have here at table 2. It shows that the table of percentage for comprehension scores. And to analyze and interpret the word reading and comprehension level of the pupils, we have the Phil Erie oral reading profile. And next, for the instrument of research question number 2, we propose to conduct a pretest before the intervention of our study that will be followed by a post-test which will be administered after the intervention. So these instruments will be used with the t-test tools to see if there is a significant difference between the pretest and post-test results. And now we also have the sample here of the pretest and post-test. So as you can see, these are the sample content and format of the pretest and post-test that will be administered to the pupils. For the instrument of research question number 3, we propose to administer a survey questionnaire for the pupils to describe how these factors affect their reading ability. So the statistical tools that we will use here is the descriptive statistics. So this is the sample of the survey questionnaire. You can also refer to the appendices of our action research proposal soft copy for more information. And now to discuss the data collection procedure and the data analysis, let me call again Ms. Rosemary Cruz.
Data collection procedure. The researchers will ask permission from the school principal of San Jose Elementary School at San Miguel, Bulacan to allow the pupils to conduct the study and to gather the relevant data needed for the study. To conduct the research for literary text card, Data will be collected from the appropriate sources. The researchers will conduct the various data collection activities through interview and survey. Data analysis. Number 1. To analyze the reading proficiency level before exposing them to literary text card, researchers will be used tally sheet with computation of result of PhilErie. And number 2, the researchers will be using the t-test to determine if there will be difference between pre-test and post-test score of the student. Through using the t-test, we will measure and know the level of reading proficiency of the student. And the last, number 3, the survey questionnaire will be used to identify how the reading ability affected by some factors. Through using survey questionnaire, we will describe the factors affecting the pupil's reading ability.
Thank you for listening to the presentation of our action research proposal. Again, we are the Group 8 from BN3A. Thank you and have a nice day, everyone.